Greetings and salutations, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well today. Today's upload is going to be proof of just how diabolical our government is and the Dogman, that the government knows what these creatures are capable of and what the government will do to cover up the existence of these creatures. How far they will go. Before we get into it, though, a couple links. As you know, I rely on Patreon, PayPal, channel membership, and the merch to help the channel to continue to grow and go. Links to Patreon, PayPal, and the membership are in the description below. Merch displayed directly under the video. Also, Dogman Frightening Encounters, Volume 1 through 3, the audiobook versions. They all were written and researched by Tom Lyons, narrated and produced by me, Jeff Nadolny. Those audiobooks are available on Audible, Amazon, and iTunes, links to which are also in the description as well. And finally, last but definitely not least, if you'd really like to help support this channel to continue to grow and go, simply subscribe. It does not cost you a cent. Click that like button, takes half a second. If you don't want to miss out on any of the informative uploads I put out daily, click that bell icon, and folks, please leave a comment. Why? Well, because all of these things, they really do help this channel to continue to grow and go, and they definitely do matter. Now, everyone, I have taken far too much of your time. Let's jump into today's upload, shall we? Also, just a quick reminder, live stream 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope to see you all there. All right, guys, so back in May of 2020, I brought to your guys' attention a case of government cover-up / what I believed to be a Dogman attack. Right after the Brenda Hamilton, right around the Corey Godzi case. Brenda Hamilton, obviously North Carolina. Corey Godzi, Knott County, Kentucky. This was in Lyons, Georgia. Dr. Nancy Shaw, 62 years old. And she was attacked May 7th, 2020. Now, I'm going to share with you a lot of information, and then I'm going to share with you the information a husband and wife shared with me. So, May 8th, a Georgia doctor was found dead in a ditch after being attacked by a pack of wild dog, authorities said. The body of Dr. Nancy Shaw, who previously worked in Connecticut, was found at 3 a.m. Thursday after police in Lyons, Georgia, spotted her car pulled over on the wrong side of the road with the engine running and her door open. I got out of the patrol car to investigate and found a female that was deceased in the ditch, Lyons Police Chief Wesley Walker told WTOC. Autopsy results confirmed she died after being attacked by animals. Police confirmed to the station, which gave no further detail. Police are trying to find the roaming beasts, the report said. Shaw, a longtime internist at Meadow Regional Medical Center, would often stop by the police station and make sure officers were doing well, the chief recalled. When I realized who it was, I was devastated, Walker told WTOC of the doctor whose residency was at the Hospital of St. Raphael in New Haven, Connecticut. She was that kind of person. She was a caring person. She was a friend of ours. So it wasn't until about, I'd say, a week later that we found out exactly where the location was, and it was on Skyline Boulevard in Lyons, Georgia. Now, autopsy reports usually take a couple weeks. Throughout the whole time that I've been looking into cases, and I have at least 100 of them, the fastest I've ever heard them come back was within a week. This one came back even quicker than that, and it makes me question things. But this is May 12th. Police in Lyons, Georgia, believe a pack of wild dogs attacked and killed local doctor. The body of Dr. Nancy Shaw was found in a ditch earlier Thursday morning. Lyons Police Department says autopsy results confirm well-known doctor and noted pet lover died from animals. Police spotted the car on Skyline Boulevard around 3 a.m., pulled over on the wrong side of the road, car running, door open, got out of the patrol car to investigate, found a female that was deceased in a ditch, recognized the woman, yada yada. Same exact kind of news report, but she was found face down in a ditch, her car running, door wide open, and a large amount of blood was found on the scene, multiple lacerations and bites. The press release from the city of Lyons, the mayor and city council is saddened by the events that ultimately led to the death of Dr. Nancy Shaw. Dr. Shaw was a friend to the city, Lyons Police Department, and Lyons Animal Shelter. The Lyons Police Department, assisted by the Lyons Animal Control Division, Georgia Bureau of Investigation, and Lyons Public Works Department, actively searched for the dogs responsible for the incident. On May 8th, 2020, Lyons Police Department identified and seized the dogs allegedly involved in Thursday morning death of Nancy Shaw. The incident was still under investigation. At this time, no charges have been brought on the owner of the dog. The city would like to assure the citizens of Lyons that the city has adequate animal control ordinance and compliant animal control division. The city uses community policing to enforce its running at large regulations, and when compliance is not achieved, prosecutes offenders regularly. So, a day later, she was killed on the 7th, 3 a.m. A day later, they claim they have these dogs. Now, that's interesting because on the 11th, they say believed attack by dogs, still actively searching. Woman dies from dogs seized. And everything kind of goes quiet. On the 14th, though, it says possibly killed by wild dogs So the dogs that they had seized are just whatever. None of it makes any sense at all. Mind you, this is the 2020, right? Then in 2021, there's an arrest made. After more than 15 months of waiting on results from the crime lab, enough evidence has been secured to issue an arrest warrant for the owners of the dog that are believed to be responsible for the mauling death of Nancy Shaw on the 7th of May, 2020, Skyline Boulevard, near her residence in Lyons. Lyons Chief of Police Wesley Walker reports that the district attorney, Tripp Fitzner, believes there is enough evidence to prosecute Gregory Mosley of Vidalia in the case. An arrest warrant was issued for Mosley's arrest, and he was taken into custody on Friday and charged with involuntary manslaughter. This is a unique case. I've never been involved in the prosecution of a case like this. We just want to make sure we get it right. Mosley was booked into the Toombs County Detention Center on a $50,000 property bond by Toombs Magistrate Judge Riza O'Connor. Nancy Shaw was an avid animal lover, known for her generous heart in feeding animals she believed to be hungry. In the early hours of Thursday, May 7th, 2020, she was found lying in a ditch with evidence she had stopped to do what she often did when she saw an animal in need. 4 dogs were believed to have been involved in Nancy's death. One was shot by a resident when it was found trying to break into a chicken pen soon after the incident. The other 3 were found by Lyons Animal Control. Chief Walker said 3 remaining dogs have been at Lyons Animal Shelter and have been treated humanely. Their future will depend on orders by court authorities. So that was August 25th of 2021. A year and 3 months after the incident occurred. Almost 3 years later, this is brought to our attention. The man accused in the May 2020 death of Dr. Nancy Shaw has been officially indicted by the Toombs County Grand Jury last week. Gregory Van Mosley is facing charges now of involuntary manslaughter of the beloved dog. I'm just going to skip because we've already known this. This is crazy, though. She's known throughout the area. And then this statement, here we go. She was mauled to death by the animals that, according to Lyons Chief Police Wesley Walker, was most likely fighting with each other than their would-be caregiver. So, other indictments handed down so then they go into what other indictments were handed down. They don't even focus just on this one case. They include other cases, which, if you've been with me long enough and you know, I tell everyone that when there is a cover-up going on, or when I believe there's a cover-up going on, and I'm just sharing this information with you. I'm not saying it's 100% guaranteed, but I'm laying the facts out to you, and I'm sharing what I believe. Now, when they exclude or include other cases or talk about the person or persons in a negative manner who were attacked and then killed, that's a red flag. So we got a red flag. The red flags are it took 15 months to indict or even bring up a warrant, and then 3 years later, you're going to indict the guy. Now, what's that remind me of? Cott County, Tennessee. Charles Owensby. Arrested for marijuana charges, brought in and questioned. The news painted this grandiose picture saying Charles Owensby was the perpetrator of Amber Miller and Tony Aaron's death with the help of his dogs and this and that. And he's never been charged, but they painted that picture just like they did with this poor guy. He has not since been charged. So I get an email from a lovely couple that lives right off of Skyline Boulevard. They do not care if I tell where they live. They live off of North Jefferson, which, if you pull up a map, North Jefferson leads you to Holly Hill Drive. Holly Hill is right off of Skyline Boulevard. Now, they knew Dr. Nancy Shaw. Thing of the matter is some of their friends had seen a Dogman or seen a large canine cryptid running through the forests of this area. There's a huge water hole out there off of Holly Hill. The night that this occurred, apparently residents on Holly Hill and North Jefferson had called the local police department stating that there is a large canine creature attacking pets, breaking into chicken coops, and this and that. So this couple goes on to tell me that this area is not new to the Dogman. They have a son and a daughter who grew up in this area. Their son is older. He's in his 50s. So sometime in the 80s, they do not remember the exact date. They remember their son was a teenager at the time, a young teen, had gone camping with a couple of his friends in these woods in this area off of Skyline Boulevard. This was before a lot of the houses were built. Holly Hill Drive was a dirt road at the time. North Jefferson was dirt road. Skyline Boulevard was not. And there's this kind of pond, a large pond out there, about 2 acres large. And the boys would go camping out there and do their thing. You know, whatever it may be that young teenage boys do. Hang out, probably smoke some pot, drink, whatever. I guess one night they had been camping out there and they had been in their tent. They heard some growling. They had thought it was a local dog, whatever. They stayed in the tent, and shortly thereafter, they could hear rummaging. They ended up getting out and running to Gwinnett Street, which connects to Holly Hill. And that brought them to their home. This creature had been ripping apart their campsite. What these boys saw, was a 6 to 7 foot tall bipedal dog. Of course, the husband didn't believe the son, and they kind of forgot about it. The son really kind of, after that experience, kind of just didn't go out in the woods anymore, started doing things other than camping and going to the mall and stuff. Basically, he had completely changed his after school and summer curriculum. Now, throughout the 90s and 2000s, this area had been plagued by spottings of dogmen, either running through the woods, attacking people's pets. And apparently Dr. Nancy Shaw is not the first person to be killed by one of these creatures. Now, apparently this Lyons, Georgia has a large amount of, air quotes, unsolved homicides, stemming all the way back to the 70s. And the husband and wife that I spoke to did not really know all the names of the people. They remember a gentleman who was found off of North Victory Drive. There's apparently an old farm out there in another large body of water. And he had been found pretty much savagely torn apart. Police said that it was a homicide. And then just recently, there was a body found. Body found in Lyons over the weekend. This is from 2023. Lyons Police Department is investigating a situation after local children discovered human remains while playing in a wooded area on Saturday. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation was contacted to investigate a crime scene after LPD officers responded to a report of a body being found in a wooded area along Highway 280 at around 4 p.m. on Saturday. Though awaiting confirmation of the identity and cause of death by medical examiner, LPD Chief Wesley Walker said that the department believes the remains belong to David Attaway, 78, who was reported missing by his family after leaving his residence at 5:30 in the morning on June 21st, 2021, and never returning. Foul play is not suspected, and the investigation is still ongoing. And I do believe that Highway 280 would be North Victory Drive. Once again, scene of a 90s, air quote, homicide. The police have been called numerous times. Lyons, Georgia Police Department has been called numerous times. And they are aware that these creatures exist in the vicinity of Lyons, Georgia. I didn't realize how it's a small town. It's a city town, I guess, but it's very remote in the same sense. If you pull up a map of it, there is just woods and farmland all around. Prime location for Dogman activity. Now, with this case, with this Nancy Shaw case, we are really looking at another Brenda Hamilton. All right. Brenda Hamilton, the town that she lived in, which Beaumont or Beaumont, North Carolina, they were vocal, so vocal that the news just really picked up on everything that was said. And I've got at least 10 uploads talking about all of the activity that occurred during that time. There's, other channels that have covered it and created their own narrative, like things are still going on now. There's a subscriber that's probably listening to this right now that lives there and can attest to that there's been no new sightings. But Lyons, Georgia has had multiple sightings and multiple deaths. Now, why do I feel or why do I think this is? Well, I talked about it 2-3 weeks ago when I was talking about watersheds, and this falls right into a watershed zone. There is plenty of land, there is plenty of agriculture, there's plenty of water, and it is sparsely populated, even though the population is pretty decent, but how the houses are set and where people are. And the government has put a lid right on it, just like Cott County, Tennessee. It's an exact mirror image of each other. You've got multiple cases of sightings of dogmen, multiple deaths, and a very quiet local, state, and federal government. Georgia Bureau of Investigation is getting involved. That means that there's something, real big going on. If Lyons PD and Georgia State Police can't handle it. So, pretty intense information. I guess that night that occurred, the police chief or whoever was sharing the information was aware that there wasn't a dog shot that night. Someone shot at a dog man. It was trying to break into this chicken coop the same night that the attack on Nancy Shaw happened. It's very disgusting what our government does. And I to be honest with you, I don't believe that it's the local police's fault for what goes on and why it's silenced. I believe that when a larger entity, the Bureau, Georgia Bureau of Investigation comes in, just like the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation came in Cott County, Tennessee, they're forced to shut their mouths. They're forced to create a narrative that the public can go along with, probably rolling their eyes as it's said, and the public is well aware that these creatures are roaming throughout the area. Almost like Taylor, Mississippi. We hear about Taylor, Mississippi, and we think of it, oh God, the residents know of these creatures. It's just not talked about openly. So I found this conversation with this couple very interesting. It's an update to a closed case. I mean, we can see I've listed the red flags, this guy, Mosley, gets indicted and charged and this and that. And it's almost like they're a scapegoat, like Charles Owensby is. And this isn't just going on here or there in Lyons. It's going on all over our country. It's going on all over the world. Look at Louisiana, Louisiana's got multiple, like Crowley, Louisiana. I've got at least 6 different encounters from different subs from a sheriff out of there who came on the show and shared. It's real bad when our government decides just to hide this from us. And yeah. So anyway, that's the update on the Dr. Nancy Shaw case. Google map the area. Look at it. You'll see what I mean. And when I was talking to the couple, I immediately, anytime I talk to somebody, I pull up a map just so I can be familiar with the area that they're talking about. And as I did, I was like, wow, this is really rural here. And then when the husband mentioned the son's experience that he didn't believe, he had accused of his son being on marijuana, back in the 80s. It was the devil's lettuce, but it's just intense, guys. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed today's first part of the uploads. Don't forget tonight's live stream, 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. With that being said, your support is truly what makes this channel so special. You guys in the comment section, the community that you've created there is amazing. And with that being said, guys, please stay safe, happy, healthy, and ever vigilant. Keeping an eye on your children, the most precious gift we are gifted. Our pets, our family and friends. Share a little bit of information with those that you love and care about. It may save their life someday. God bless you all.